Fall is almost here. We're starting to feel that weather here in Northeast Texas, and it's time to change up the everyday carry for the month of September. We're going to do black with a spice, just a tinge contrast, and we'll talk about what we got going on here. This is my carry for this month. Let's start off with the flashlight. I came back to something that was in my buy once, cry once, buy it for life EDC. I got away from it for a little bit. Now I'm back and I realize how much I enjoy this bad boy. This is the Streamlight. This is the ProTac 2AA X. What makes this different from the 2AA is it includes a proprietary rechargeable battery that Streamlight provides, which is a pretty big battery. Overall, this thing provides 1600 milliamp hours of available capacity. This flashlight only puts out 550 lumens. And you may think to yourself, there are similarly sized flashlights from companies like Ace Beam, companies such as Nikkor, Phoenix, from Borat, all those type of places that can give me 1,000 lumens. But this one is very unique for a number of reasons. The knurling I really enjoy. I like how easy it is to take on and put on the pocket clip. I like the fact that the pocket clip is not reversible. That actually kind of gets on my nerves, and I don't wear hats a lot, so I don't need it to do that. You can run a lanyard through there. But the biggest thing about this is it is 10 tap programmable, meaning that you're able to take this and you can change this from going from high-low strobe, low-high. So you can change how this flashlight turns on, what modes it presents itself, etc., etc. I like that. So if you don't want the strobe mode, you can get rid of it. If you do want the strobe mode, you can add it back by just doing a 10, tapping the rear tail switch 10 times, and then following the instructions to actually change how this flashlight turns on. Other flashlights, other systems aren't really doing that, except for Nikkor. They're starting to slowly but surely do that. Streamlight has led the way with you being able to customize your flashlights for a very long time. I like how clean the actual flashlight is itself. It's easy to switch through, and this thing has an actual momentary switch. So if you want to, you can turn on the flashlight. It will come on in high, but you get that momentary switch. So if you're trying to alert someone, get someone's attention, you can constantly press that on, and then you can go to constant on, turn the flashlight on, etc., etc. Changing through the modes are pretty easy. Just tap the back button within a half a second and it will go to the next mode. So I just went from high, and then if I double tap quickly, it will go to strobe. And then if I do it again, it will go to low. So now it goes through those different settings very, very easy, just in case the one that you want. Once you have that one, you just tap it fully down and you'll get constant on. Big fan of this flashlight, big fan of the design of it. And one thing I like about it is when you use this in high for an extended amount of time, it does not begin to burn your hand or get super warm as quickly as some of its competitors. Matter of fact, it doesn't even have that hot warning that a lot of the flashlights put on the tip of these to let you know that this bad boy is running hot in your hand. And that is something that I'm just a big fan of. One thing I will say is today's video sponsor is going to be the pop of color. And I want to get to that because I haven't put this watch on in a while, and I forgot how much I enjoy the Vaer D5 Meridian Navy, the USA Auto version of this watch. As it states, this is a dive watch. It's, in my opinion, it's robust, versatile, and it's assembled in the USA. And for micro brands, a lot of folks are not doing that nowadays. I like the fact that they are making that happen. This is really functional for daily wear, outdoor use, jumping in the water, taking it to work. Now, I did purchase on my own. I actually purchased the bracelet from Vaer's website because I wanted to spice it up. You do get 2 watch bands with this. You can choose a nylon, you can choose their very fantastic tropical straps that they make. But I decided to get the bracelet because I just think that it adds to the elegance, and I will still happily wear this in water, use it in any number of ways. It doesn't really matter for me because I just really like how this thing functions. This is a 39mm watch. It does have an automatic movement. Just take a look at how good this watch looks. And I like the fact that it does have the crystal sapphire glass. It has really good lume on this, and that's one big thing with me is just how well does the lume work? How well can you illuminate this and see what you need? I also am a big fan that you can actually see the internals. You can see the rotor. Let me show you on this camera here. You can see the internals of this watch. You can see it moving if you take off your watch band. You see how quickly I just took that watch band off. This is just a really well done watch, and it is frequently sold out, and I understand why. It's back in stock now. Check the links down below to get the best pricing on this bad boy. Shout out to Vaer for sponsoring this video and making just a banger of a USA assembled watch with a bezel, which I'm a big fan. Listen to the bezel, hold on. You hear that? This is when you're going over and you're trying to move that bezel into the minute hand so you can track how long it is since you've done something. Big fan of the bezel. Big fan of how easy this thing is to use. So, you know, the thing about your everyday carry, it should serve a lot of function. It should be something that you really, really enjoy. And that is kind of why I'm always switching it up. For me, I'm always just thinking about what do I want to add to my carry. And so that is why oftentimes I do revisit things from the past. And shout out to Wingback for making such good quality products. I bought this with my own money. I've had this since 2021. This is the Wingback Cash wallet. This is a minimalistic trifold wallet. And it does give a unique patina over time. Mine's black leather, so mine patina is going to show more in the form of scratches and kind of just molding and being in between your hands. It can hold up to 10 cards. In my opinion, you should keep at least 4 cards in there at all time. Otherwise, they will go flying out. I will say that that's an experience I've had with this. And it can handle up to 10 bills. So about 10 and 10 for each in the folded section of this. But I love the fact that this is made of Tuscan leather from Italy. It's actually made in the UK. It just screams and feels like quality. Very, very well made. Button up here almost feels like a pearl snap, but you can get this button customized. You want it in stainless, you want it in brass, you want it to be black stainless. You got options for that. I also got mine customized with my name on the front when I bought this from their website. And then a very, very subtle logo on the very, very back. So I just really wanted to get back to a leather wallet. I'm going to a lot of high school football games now. My daughter is a varsity cheerleader. And there's going to be a lot of in and out of the pockets. Run into the concession stands to get myself something, or one of the kids, or even go get my cheerleader daughter some food from the concessions. I want something that's simple, easy, that I can just still quickly access my cards by just kind of reaching my finger inside of there and getting it for what I need. And I like the minimalistic nature that Wingback puts out. As I continue through this video, if you're getting good content out of this, hit that like button. Also consider subscribing to the channel. I like to do all sorts of content, especially prep, EDC, and then kind of everyday stuff that has to do with our military and stuff like that. So if you like that, go ahead and holler at your boy. The Keybar titanium key system with the cross hash pattern. I got back to the Keybar system after 6 months of use of the Esker key system, which I love. But I wanted to get back to this because I wanted to just put another American-made product in the pocket. This is Keybar. All their key systems are made in the USA, and this one is kind of their more upgraded version. It has a very nice titanium pocket clip. The actual tool itself is made of titanium. It's just black coated, and then it has brass inlays with more titanium cross hash patterns in there. This is just a well-made key system. I got away from this. I actually was carrying this 6 months ago. I got away from it because the screws started backing themselves out and my keys fell out one day. That pissed me off. So I realized that I didn't properly have these in here, and I actually opened and read the instructions for the first time, and I was actually able to resolve that. I've been enjoying this since I've gotten back to it. Attached to that is another product from Wingback. We just talked about their wallet. This is their Wingback, like their key system. I have this detached right now from my main keys, but the way I can attach this is just by simply taking this black stainless right here and screwing these back together. So now I have my larger key system together. If I need both for whatever reason, then I can take these and I can make that happen. So if I don't need it, then I just unscrew it and then boom, I'm done. One thing I like about it is no magnets. I was using the Keybar system for their magnets, but magnets kind of get stuck on the stainless liners of knives, or they get stuck on anything else that's magnetized or magnetic, and it kind of gets on my nerves when I use this. I like this because I can keep these separate. If I'm just going to be driving my truck somewhere and I don't need my keys, then I can separate these. If I need to unlock my tonneau cover, if I need to unlock my storage unit or something similar like that, lock up my guns, I can do that without having to turn my truck off. Big fan of that. We got to talk about the knife. I know it took a while to round robin get my way here, but this is the relatively new. This is the Benchmade Bailout 537 BK10. This is rocking the S90V, which increases the edge retention of D2, the water resistance and corrosion resistance of 440C, and it's just a premium super steel that's coming in from Crucible. I like the way that this Tanto blade performs. I've owned bailouts for years. Benchmade sent me this particular bailout with the carbon fiber scales. But my first bailout with the aluminum scales, I bought myself, and whenever it released, I think it released in 2021. Whenever the original bailout released, I bought it that month. So go look up your almanacs, and that's when I bought my original bailout. I've had this for a while. I will say that it is time to get my bailout sharpened. Let me just show you what the, so my bailout has a little bit of going on the Tanto compared to the brand new one that I just got. But I love the bailouts significantly more than the Benchmade bug outs. I will say that my bailout action is fantastic. I'm sitting here opening it, the snap of it, the sound of the aluminum, it just feels really well. I don't like the glass breaker. I'm glad they got rid of the glass breaker on the one that I'm holding here. But the action on this one is so good. It's fantastic. We're going to show you the action on the brand new one. I just want to show you that although Benchmade did invent the axis lock, they came up with this version of what we now know as the crossbar lock. It's a little, the closing of the door is a little tight. That's how my bailout was when I first got it. So one thing is, when you get these, you can do one of two things. You can take them apart and you can grind them down, or sand down rather, the internal part yourself and give it better action right out the box. Or you can just do like I did and use your knife, and eventually over time the door action just becomes fantastic and it will become one of your favorite knives to use. These carbon fiber feels really, really good, and I didn't think you can get much more lightweight than the aluminum version, but you can. Good, like super well done. I'm glad they went with that for this design. And I like this overall. If you're looking for a piece of premium, I think this could be worth it if you're in the ballpark for it, price notwithstanding. As I mentioned, my bailout right here, I'm about to send back to Benchmade. Matter of fact, I think I'm just gonna put it back in the box they sent and just send it back to Benchmade. They'll sharpen it for me. They'll send it back and it's all free. So that's gonna be something that's gonna be up to you. And then we gotta talk about the Zippo, okay? I have a Zippo with me at all times. I have the Zippo pouch, which a lot of people ask me about. This is a pouch actually made by Zippo. This is also made in America, just like Zippos are. And you can attach this to your different components. So me, I oftentimes have a pouch with me, and I usually will put my Zippos inside of a pouch. But my Zippos have butane inserts instead of the Zippo fuel, which means that I get a clean burn. I have a 2-torch system here instead of Zippo fuel. I smoke sticks, but I also light incense every day, candles. I have to burn little IPs off my kids' clothes. They go to school. I want them looking sharp. I'll burn an IP off or whatever. Always have a Zippo in my pocket. The Texas City one people have asked me about, I can't find it anymore. I think this was a special release for 2022. And I haven't seen it since. So if I find anything similar, I'll link it up down below. Just dropped. I saved kind of like the best for the last. This is version 2, drop 001 of the EDC tray by Marine X. This is made of laminated walnut. It does have a carve out up here if you want to run a charging cable into it so that you can charge your devices, like if you put a wireless charging buck in here. And you're going to insert your tiers because of how much we spend on our everyday carry. This drop is extremely limited. These are being busted out in my man cave. And I came up with this design. Let me just show you, get you in there close. You see the Marine in the middle with he has a hoodie on. He has a tattoo of the Eagle Globe and Anchor in the middle of his dome. It says "Go Pound Sand" underneath. Is a saying that we say in the military overall, and it's kind of made its way to civilian life, which is, if you don't like what someone is saying or they're being really stupid sounding, you tell them to go pound sand, to go take a walk. It has all sorts of multi-tools, knives, and just wallets surrounding the figure itself. And this is a great place for you to store all your crap. And I like the fact this is actually ingrained into the wood itself. You're really going to enjoy this. I also put stoppers on the bottom just to keep the tray from moving around. So when it's sitting on your item itself, it's relatively more difficult to push this thing around. So I'm a big fan of this. I think you're gonna like it as well. So I think you might wanna be one of the first 100 people to get your order on this. I teased this on Instagram and people were already pre-ordering it. The official drop happens today. And so September 6th, as of the time of the recording of this video. So if that's something that you're gonna be interested in, you might want to stick around. Check out the links in the description because this is going to be your go-to. This is my everyday carry for the month of September. This is a banger carry for your boy. Everything nice and neat, has its place, and this works for me. Comment down below, what are you carrying for the month as we transition to the fall? Let me just tell you something. As much as I like this stuff, it's gonna get mixed up, it's gonna get changed. You know, this is gonna be my go-to as I revert back to my carry for that month. First time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my great. Everyone else, we'll speak soon.